Good morning. It's 5 a.m. Do you know where your wallet is? I was just had to think about where my wallet is. Good morning. It's Friday. Christmas is over. 2018 is almost over. What a year. Studio One's pretty much done. Gonna be headed to the West Coast to build Studio 2. And European Union, I was about to say United Union, European Union, and build Studio 3 in 2019. I've got a lot of stuff up here that I need to write down in the blog. Whole lot of stuff. Was talking to Dave and Dale about while we were building some of this studio. Seems like I've lived more than one life. Dave said, boy, I know what you're talking about. It really does. Seems like certain things were a lifetime ago. And just being astonished that we're still alive to talk about it. It's quite remarkable. I wanted to show you something. I'd show you the actual letter, but I don't want anyone to get my buddy's address. So this is my buddy Paul. He runs Apollo Productions, and he should have changed the font on this. He should have consulted with me. That's red on black. Should have been white on black. But anyways, it says, with 20 years of stage and studio experience in venues around the world, Apollo Productions is here to serve your AV needs, sound designs, upgrades, overhauls, maintenance, inspection, documentation, advice, and training. ApolloProductions.com. Regional clients include Crossroads Church, Vermilionville, Acadiana Center for the Arts. National and international clients have included Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, Nils Lofgren, John Hyatt, Babyface, Keith Urban, Mercy Me, Carrie Underwood, Pandora, Intel, and Belmont University, among others. Check his logo out. I think the person who did that did a pretty good job. If we ever need to build an app, that'll be a nice little eye grabber. Tagline says, "Don't worry, we have solutions." In production, people freak out. He also sent me a little thumb drive with Apollo Productions on it. I haven't, and it's got the website on the back. I have not looked at how big it is, but pretty cool. That's gonna go on my choker chain I always have a ton of keys and stuff. Put your VIP pass and shit on your keys. And signed by Paul. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. So, and then I also got this. It's a picture of him and his babies. So, Paul is an old friend of mine. Excellent bass player. A phenomenal stage anything. Stage manager, stage hand, backstage, front of house, monitor world, guitar tech, bass tech, drum tech, stage inspector, stage manager, whatever, live sound engineer, studio engineer, and awesome. Anyways, Paul and I have been talking about working together. We've been staying in touch for years. Whenever I joined Scientology, they were a man short. So I was touring with him and his brother, a guy named Colin Alured, who maybe I'll try and link something to his music, his YouTube or something. At that time, it was a band called the Thinking Pliers. And we toured South Central United States. It's where we learned to do music. Back before there was GPS and cellular phones everywhere. If you had a cellular phone and you were on roam, you definitely didn't want to use it. Local networks is what they had. So, in those brick Nokias that you just can't break. So he's back in town in the area. That's my Skyrim character. Level 126. Dark Elf. So we have some equipment that at Octane that would be some of the top of the line stuff from back when we were on the road. And Paul and I were talking about teaching people how to set up and manage and run sound and stages. However, we have found that many of the engineers today do not understand how routing works in an analog setting. They may understand it in theory, but understanding is one thing and practice is another. So we can really have some fun with this because of all of the situations we've been in on stage. Some of the most frustrating and harrowing moments on, like, as a backline tech or a guitar tech, is when something goes wrong with the amps or the guitars, and you have to fix it. Like, it's happening live and you got to fix it. So and you got to fix it quick, very quick. You're in an alerted state. You have to be almost fight or flight, really. And then when you're dealing with big time celebrities, that adds to the stress level. So it also adds to their stress level, which then ends up coming back onto you. I don't have a whole lot of stories stage-wise like that, but I do have stories like that celebrity-wise. Because I've realized that a lot of what I did at a certain entity's establishment was artist development. I mean, doing artist development, directing them in their careers, but also directing their careers one way and their cash in another. Yeah. So, in a way, I never left the entertainment business. I just left the music business. Checks out. Talked to two of my attorney friends. It's the same shit. Entertainment business, entertainment law. Regardless of what it is. It's all craziness. Not to make a man crazy. Talk about old Phil Spector murdering people. Those were the bad old days of the record business. Somebody cutting Charles Manson a demo. Okay, so is cheese. Coffee. Carolyn, your book will be on its way very, very soon. Sorry. Things have been tight. I want to thank my friends for helping me out. Teresa and Dead Girl, Femme Mort. And Steve Moore, and whether it's money or just somebody to talk to, Johnny V. If I haven't talked to you, any of you guys lately, it's my phone got run over. But I don't want to leave anybody out. There's been a lot of people, more than I would have expected, reach out and become friends. That's what networking is all about. I mean, what's the point in networking just to have a bunch of people you don't know who are your fans? You know? That's kind of the way I look at it. Like, I'd rather make a connection. In anything I do, I want to make a real connection. I don't just... I'm not in it for the superficial, like tangible. So the queso's cheese. Paul is going to train people. We need workforce for Octane, because we have the equipment to run 2 or 3 rigs a month, every week. But we don't have the workforce. We have the management, but we don't have the workforce. So, but there's a certain level that would have to be trained up to in order to work this old antiquated equipment. It actually sounds very very nice. There's nothing comparable to a passive PA system with a good crossover on it. Your ears might not hear the difference immediately, but you find that you go home and you can still hear. That's the key to a good mix. Now, whether or not the crowd or the band wants it louder, sometimes that happens. If you got a good mix, crank it a little bit, people go home with ringing ears, but they wanted their ears to ring. But otherwise, just a good clean mix where you can hear everything. Yeah, if you get lucky and fancy, you want to mix in some special effects and stuff like that. And lights. So for every sound engineer, there needs to be a light engineer. So that right there is 2. Per show. Assuming that they load everything and unload everything, which, to be honest and fair, there was never more than 4 of us. Well, there was never more than 5 of us on the tour bus doing that kind of stuff. A lot of times there was never more than 2 of us or 3 of us, because tour manager would be doing something or somebody would be doing something, and the rest of the band or crew had to load and unload. And so it's a, it's a, for what kind of work it is, it's meager pay. But it's, it's basically extra money and being involved in something that you love. And if you get good enough at it, you can make a living off of it. I mean, you just gotta be in the right place, meet the right people. So, as far as like the details and specifics of all of what, how we're gonna work together, that's yet to be determined. But went and saw his studio, went and hung out, talked to him about doing this, and he's very excited about it. So excited that he sent me stuff in the mail, physical mail, because he needed my physical address, because we're going to conduct business, we need each other's address. So he immediately sent. Something I need to get better at, right, Carolyn? How am I going to do international and national, local, regional, national, international business? Can't use the mail system. Hell, I used to work at the post office. I still do work at the post office, technically. I should know about mail and stuff. Indeed I do. Indeed I do. So, looking to actually release a bunch of content, music, videos, podcasts that they're being recorded on a schedule right now, and for the next year scheduled in 2020. That's the goal. And to have all 3 studios producing. So, in addition to the live sound and the production of acoustical panels, which I will have links up soon so you can see what they look like. And if you have a studio or you know someone who does, they can look at the panels, and if they're interested, then we can build them. And later, maybe 6 to 12 months down the line, application development and game development in another 2 years probably. So I'm going to keep it at 20 minutes. I could go on about stuff we're going to do, but I just wanted to give you guys an after Christmas update and what's happening in the new year. I'm going to use my customary greeting and salutations and goodbyes. Live long and prosper.